Nigerians blast Davido for saying economy is in shambles. Davido has been criticized by netizens and some notable Nigerians following his remarks about Nigeria's economy. Davido, who recently turned 32-year-old during an appearance on the Big Homie's House podcast in the United States, advised Black Americans against relocating to Nigeria due to the nation's ongoing economic challenges.
My original question was like, so if people want to leave America and like try to find those...
Leave America and go where?
Back home.
Let's be honest. Go back where? It's not cool back home.
It's not?
My country now is in, the economy now is in shambles. Like,
but if people are leaving...
I do my part.
Yeah.
I'm an ambassador. So when I go home and I'm filming and showing, I'm not going to show the bad parts. I ain't going to show all the bad parts.
You're not going to try to slum. You're not going to show the trenches.
No, I go to the trenches.
Yeah.
I film the trenches, but I'm talking about the situation in the country.
Yeah.
Davido, known for his hit album Timeless, cited issues such as poor leadership, a high exchange rate, and soaring petrol prices as significant obstacles facing the country. His comments drew swift criticism from various quarters, including Mr. Joe Igbokwe and Reno Omokri, a former special assistant to former President Goodluck Jonathan. Both accused Davido of political bias and misrepresenting the progress made under the administration of President Bola Tinubu. In a statement on his Facebook page, Mr. Igbokwe questioned Davido's grasp of economic policies and accused him of undermining the country's leadership despite benefiting from its wealth. He asked, while Davido, who had gained so much from Nigeria, turned around to paint it in a bad light. Mr. Igbokwe demanded Davido retract his statement, calling it unfair and damaging. He wrote, "My in-law Davido has made me sad by telling the world in America that Nigeria's economy is in shambles. This is very sad. I will advise him to retract the statement as soon as possible. Nigeria made Davido." Additionally, Mr. Omokri encouraged Davido to take a cue from Barbadian singer and businesswoman Rihanna, who refrains from criticizing her country, and instead leverages her celebrity status to promote Barbados and present it in a positive light on the global stage. He emphasized that Rihanna's unwavering commitment to uplifting her nation earned her the title of National Hero and Cultural Ambassador for Barbados in 2018.
Recently, the singer Davido was on a podcast in the United States, a global podcast, and he made a comment about Nigeria's economy being in shambles. And that comment has drawn a lot of reactions and responses. And one of the things that a few people are using to justify the comment is the value of the naira. And a lot of people don't understand the economics behind it. I'm going to try to explain it to you. When you use the value of the naira from the 80s under President Shagari, through the 90s under Abacha, and then to President Obasanjo, all the way to General Muhammadu Buhari, you're not doing the right thing, because the value of the naira then wasn't the accurate value. The naira was pegged. And because it was pegged, the naira was being defended monthly. We started in the 80s with about $200 million monthly, and then it grew to an astronomical amount under General Buhari of about $1.5 billion every month. So basically we were subsidizing the naira. So all of that cheap dollars that we were getting is because the Central Bank of Nigeria was subsidizing the naira. And we weren't using that money to, just imagine if we were using $1.5 billion to provide infrastructure, to build roads, to build energy plants, to build hospitals, to build schools. Imagine where Nigeria would be now. And what were we using that money for? And please, you can fact check me. We're using that money to buy $75 million worth of French champagne, 25 million pounds of Scotch whiskey. We're spending the money on human hair. Women were spending about $200 million on human hair because the dollar was cheap. And what was happening is that people were not in manufacturing in Nigeria, so it was just cheaper to import. Things that we could make in Nigeria, like tomato paste, toothpick, pizza, even spring water, we were importing them. And so what the Tinubu administration has done is to stop that subsidy and to allow the naira float. So what we now have is a floated currency. Basically, a floated currency is that it is governed by the laws of demand and supply. So that's why the currency just suddenly devalued. It's not because of bad governance. It's actually a good thing. Now, you see what's happening because of that. Nigerians can no longer afford a lot of imported things. And what's the result of that? We're now producing and manufacturing those things in Nigeria. The Dangote tomato paste factory has now come back up in Kano. Why? Because we can no longer afford to import tomato paste from Italy. And so it's now affordable to manufacture in Nigeria and a number of other things. And that's why if you look at the NBS data, our GDP for the third quarter of 2024 was 4.36, higher than most countries. The United States had a GDP of the same period of 2.8. And then unemployment has reduced. According to NBS, unemployment in the second quarter is now 4.2. It's because of these things. So our economy is in good hands. I know that, yes, you want to see cheap things. You want to see the Naira regain its value. If you want to do that, then you've got to be like me. You've got to dress in made in Nigeria attire, made in Nigeria fabric. You got to buy made in Nigeria products. As I go out, yes, I live abroad, but everything I wear when I go out, and you guys see the proof, is made in Nigeria. Not only just that, 2 days ago, JS, they are the biggest meat processor in the whole world. They're investing $2.5 billion in Nigeria. That's it. So whenever you have a global opportunity to speak about Nigeria, don't say negative things about Nigeria. First of all, our economy is not in shambles, but just even for the sake of argument, assuming it is true, it is not you that will be telling people that our economy is in shambles, be projecting Nigeria. No. You see, effective rebranding of a country happens when positive things about the country are projected. My name is Reno Omokri. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.
The Author Sunday's X-page post partly read, David Adeleke displayed ignorance and a lack of patriotism with that statement on a globally renowned podcast like the Big Homie's House. Even worse, he said, we do not have the best leader. That is a fact. It isn't enjoyable for a young man whose uncle is a governor and should know better. Even worse, he said that to a foreign audience in a foreign country. Davido may have US citizenship, but that does not mean he should demarket Nigeria. The reforms in Nigeria were necessary to stop wastage, such as the $1.5 billion used to defend the Naira monthly, the $15 billion expended on fuel subsidy annually, and the wanton importation of products that we could manufacture in Nigeria by opportunistic importers. He alleged that the singer's remarks about Nigeria's economy reflected the situation in Osun State, governed by his uncle, Governor Ademola Adeleke, and it may be that his personal experience in Osun State has made Davido take such a position. After all, Osun State, under the dancing governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, was one of the last states to increase their minimum wage to match up with the federal government's new minimum wage, despite receiving 65% more federal allocation under the Tinubu government. If that is the case, then Davido may want to specify that Osun's local economy is in shambles, not Nigeria's. Meanwhile, the singer's remarks sparked a flurry of reactions from netizens. Many endorsed his statement, while others criticized him for alleged hypocrisy. The controversy reignited broader conversations about the role of celebrities in socio-political discourse, with calls for a more nuanced and informed approach to addressing national challenges. Here are some of the reactions from netizens.
Is that when Afrobeats is taking a plane to country to look for the foreign investors that will come here, he has told them, don't come. Has he done a service to the average Nigerian inside Ede that does not know the royal family of Ede? Has he done a service to the Nigerians in Owaron, who is in the bush trying to get wood? Has he done anybody a privilege in the rice farms in Bida? No, he hasn't. He has fucking with truth of the elites. The people who spend the dollars, what do is proper, not the people who buy beans per peso. We know that the country is hard. We know that these reforms were forced on us because if we had continued to feed the elites, we would be worse off. Yeah. They have to take out subsidy, stop the payment. Allocation has increased to state governors, but we are not asking the governors. No. We have removed the supplement that we give to dollars so that we can buy it cheaply. We are not forced to buy it without the seeds. And this is the real value. We are suffering under that weight. And what you can say is tell the people bad here. It's not bad. Hear the campaigns. During the elections, the elections, hear the campaigns. That's of what the reality of America is. And Oprah would say it at elections, but she won't sit on a show or sit at a table and tell everybody and tell a foreign interviewer what Davido did. And that's where it's wrong. Because you sat there, but now your reference point for whether they should go ahead and invest in the country. See, the point is, no matter how true your truth is, all your truth, if it's not going to be of service to your people, it's in the corridors where he could make that noise privately. But no, he chose to tell that person that America came. Come where came. Whereas what we need is foreign investors. That's what our government has said we needed. Except Davido can show me 2-3 companies where he's producing beans, rice, the local food for the local man, so that he can be talking. Yes, we will know what you're talking, but you're still talking amongst yourselves. And I don't see any privileging service he has done. It's the platform of this interview and the level of the marketing because of the influence of the interviewee that we're talking about here. My people say now it's a case of a goat on the roof. Everybody sees it. If you decide to demarket your people with your influence and climb a bigger platform, people will see it. The same Nigerians who are here on YouTube, on other platforms saying that Davido did well, killed a young Nigerian, MDT Amiu, may I mention him earlier, who went and told his truth to a British interviewer about how Nigerians are doing jackpot, how they use family, study visa and everything. He was telling the truth. All of us know he was saying the truth. But when we went for him so hard. We waited for him. The moment we heard he has been deported, I think this year, we celebrated it. But it's Davido, he can do no wrong. So when you flip the table, truth is different from who is telling it. That's where the problem is. See all the callers are calling, quoting Bible, quoting Quran, saying truth must be told. I like that. But that young man told truth. We all knew the truth. We say he used the channel, reach there, he blocked us. We finished him. Davido used this country to get his fame. We gave him that fame. We consumed his music. We gave it to the global stage. Everybody's consuming that music because Nigerians proudly, anywhere if they are driving taxi abroad, they want to hear those music. Afrobeats. They want to listen to Nigeria. And then we've giving him out. And then now he's saying everything is hard though. It's not going anywhere.